Hey, it's Jen Hart with Jen Hart Be Awesome. Welcome to day 5 of my 15 minutes to change your life. Today's topic, I just want to say hey from my car again because I love a warm butt. Humor, people, humor. Today's topic is gratitude. I know it sounds trite. I know it's everybody and their cousin. Every spiritual teaching, everything goes to gratitude. And honestly, it changed my life when I first focused on gratitude. It was hard to do because from where I was when I started thinking about and practicing gratitude. So today's topic, quickly, unless you want to pop off and not hear this little story, is that you, for 15 minutes, focus on things in your life, whether it's the people, places, things, experiences that you've had during the day or throughout your life. It's to gain perspective that you have so much to be grateful for, and not in this trite, but really, it takes a while, if you're not used to gratitude, to actually feel how really lucky you are to be alive, and to be alive wherever you are in your life. Even if your life is shit, there is 1,000 things. It's a little bit hard to come up with 1,000 probably, but if I challenged you to at least get to 10 or 20 or 15, you could come up with them, and they might sound like things you've taken for granted for a really long time, like your bed. If you have a bed, that's something really to be grateful for, because there are people in the world that don't have beds. And this is not to shame you for not thinking about those people, but it's to help you realize, really come back to all that you have to be grateful for. It's to repattern your brain, because I had a brain that was very negative for a very long time. Depression, anxiety, and just a lot of life experiences that I didn't take at the time to be... they didn't make me feel good, and they made me feel like, life was kicking me while I was down. And that wasn't necessarily true. That was my perception at the time. And the whole purpose of gratitude isn't just to say, I'm grateful for blah. It actually helps you manifest more of what you want in life, because what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on things that you feel good about, the universe gives you more things to be good about. And yesterday's topic about I think it was yesterday, is eliminating and creating space about things that you don't need. One of those things could be negativity. Now, I'm not saying be completely Pollyanna, because I truly do believe that realism is important. Realistic thinking, but I also believe in magical thinking, not to the detriment of your life. So getting back to the mini story is that when I started doing this practice, I'm guessing it was 2010. I don't know. I've had snippets of it, because the first time I ever went to therapy, yay, story time, it was like 2004, and I was going through a lot. I had my mother living with me. Boundaries were awful. I was not having a good time, hence it sent me to therapy. And it was a good experience. It showed me where I didn't know that I needed help in terms of my thinking, as well as understanding the dynamic that I had with my mom, and doing my best to change all that. But part of the practice is too, like the list that I had you do about really appreciating who you are. This is another way of appreciating life and appreciating things, and gratitude is one of them. So I know this might not be your favorite task if you are like, I don't have anything to be grateful for, but I seriously challenge you to do 15 minutes, at least for a full week. I would always suggest longer, because it does take quite a bit of time to repattern your brain. You are able to change the way you think. And when you change the way you think, the world outside changes. It is fact. Now, it takes perception to see that the world has changed, the people around you have changed. Even if things in your reality, don't literally change, the energy between things change. and the people around you act differently. And if they aren't, they tend to fall away, or you get new inspiration from other things. It's magical. Gratitude is amazing, as well as in spiritual techniques, which I'm not religious, but I learn from anything because I know how to mine the goodness out of everything. So part of affirmative prayer for a lot is very much like magic. It's very much like manifesting. It's very much how you create in the world. When you give gratitude with already knowing that you have something. So this is why the practice of gratitude is essential as well, is because when you already have a bed and you have maybe neglected the fact that you can be appreciative of this beautiful thing that keeps you comforted while you sleep, assuming you can get to sleep. I have hard days that are more challenging than others in that department, but it's still a wonderful piece of material and metal or wood or whatever that it's made out of. And then the comforters and the pillows, like, it's really, if you kind of get a broader view, it's like really amazing that we came up with this because we were tired of sleeping on the ground and like sleeping in caves. Like, this is pretty, I mean, and now they have like space mattresses, and I'm sure there's like, I think I saw like I think it was a show, Queer Eye, it was like a makeover show, and there was like a $60,000 mattress, which blows my mind. But it just goes to show you how far we've come. And this is another way to be appreciative of life in general. It's like how amazing we have come. So gratitude, 15 minutes, write it down preferably, because it gets your brain connected to new thought patterns and being grateful. And it's hard. Like when I started doing this, it was a challenge to come up with a whole page and not to be redundant. And some days I was redundant. I'm like, I am grateful for food. And in the beginning, when I was trying to break these negative Nelly Debbie Downer patterns that I had, I didn't feel gratitude. It took me, I mean, it's hard to think back so long, but really I think 2010, 2011, 2012 is when I was really starting to do this work really hardcore. Like, I committed to doing it every night. Now, you can commit to it to any time. My suggestion would be to at least 21 days, because that creates a new pattern. 21 to 60 days is what reframes the brain pattern. And then it's also maintenance. So being grateful is a maintaining thing, just like any state of the mind, any state of when you're creating something new. And love and friendship is that you have to maintain. You have to maintain. It's kind of like your body weight. Now, some people are lucky. They don't have to maintain in certain areas, like money. Sometimes people are really, it's really easy for them to maintain and have flow of money and savings and overflow. And it takes practice to get to that point, and then it becomes easy. Same with gratitude. I can't say that I'm 100% grateful all the time, but compared to the gratitude game that I did have, which was 0 10 years ago, or at least in limited doses until I really put into practice this technique, it will change your life. And I've made every client of my one-on-one clients do it, and it seems, I'm not making anybody do anything. They don't have to do anything that I tell them to do. But if they want to change their life the way I have and the way my clients have, then they do it. Because it really isn't that challenging to do 15 minutes of gratitude, 15 minutes of thinking good about yourself, 15 minutes about what you want, and 15 minutes about being happy, or things like, it's 15 minutes. If you can't do 15 minutes of something, you already are breathing. I'm getting on a rant, and I don't know why, but I think I've got to go then. I hope you have a wonderful day. Today is day 5. Gratitude. If you want more help in just getting to brass tacks of doing the thing, doing 15 minutes of gratitude, or whatever day topic you want to focus on, like, message me and we'll talk. Okay? And you can always grab my mindsets for your Mindset Secrets for Your Success. I forgot my own workbook. It is available in my link in my bio. It's also available on jen-hart.com. It's $11. And it's a workbook. Just like the homework of every day of 15 minutes is like a workshop workbook. If you do the work, I promise there's no way, if you do everything as suggested, and maybe more streamlined, because this is a 30-day thing to practice, to change your mindset about things, to manifest the life that you love, where you feel more empowered and confident, whatnot. It does take practice. You can't just think it. I mean, technically there's a lot of thinking in this, but you really have to put into mental work. And comparatively for feeling like shit, or comparatively to feeling like you have no agency over your life, 15 minutes is absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of, say, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years per day. And it compounds to wonderful things. Your gratitude, the things that you will be grateful for in 10 years, or even a year, or even a day from now, will grow because you're focusing on it. And it doesn't mean you don't focus on the other things, but there's space for that. And I wouldn't suggest the rest of the hours of your day, but there's space for those things. So if you want to workshop or workbook your own, go to jen-heart.com for my workbook. And otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, day 6. Today's day 5. Talk to you soon. Bye.